G'day, Kevin Hillier and Steve Tom here to preview round 5 of the Western Region Footy League. Tom's going to look at the Division 3. It's open right up in Division 3. Auburndale take on Leviton.
Yeah, going all right, the Cobras. They should have a pretty comfortable win there. And, Leviton just, they're struggling a little bit and it could be a long season for them again.
Could be looking for the panic button at Sanctuary Lakes if they lose to Braybrook.
They will. And look, the Brookers are on a roll. They've had a couple in a row now. And Sanctuary Lakes, we mentioned last week, the loss. They're a young side, young team. Got some good kids coming through. But I reckon the Brookers might bring that one home as well.
This is a game that'll be really interesting. Both these two teams have struggled a bit during the first part of the season, but they'll be thinking this is one they can win when North Sunshine meet Tanit.
Yeah, we spoke to Adam Taylor, the football manager, last Saturday night, and they're bracing themselves, preparing themselves for this game, Tanit, as North Sunshine should as well. I think round one last year, 2014, was the first time they ever played. Tanit had their first and only win of the season. North Sunshine had one later on in the year, so this is a little bit of a rivalry, and both of them give themselves a chance. But look, I might go with the Roadrunners at home. I reckon they've improved enough. I reckon they might get the 4 points.
Beep, beep. The Wyndham Suns take on Parkside. Said beep, beep. The Wyndham Suns take on Parkside. Parkside are coming now, aren't they?
They are coming. Yeah, they're coming. This is going to be a fantastic game, Kev. I mean, the physical side part of the Wyndham Suns, what we're hearing, they play a great brand of football, quick-moving football. They win a lot of the inside ball, which is fantastic. Something Parkside have always and will always pride themselves on, winning the inside football, gang tackling when they're on a roll. So this could be a good, physical, hard, tough game of football next week. Where's it at? Wyndham Suns, is it?
Yep.
I'll go with Wyndham Suns to get home.
All right, let's go to the Division 2 game. Some beauties here. Wyndemere take on the Yarraville Seddon Eagles, who are just starting to get their chops together.
Yeah, they are. Yarraville Seddon Eagles. Look, the thing with Yarraville Seddon Eagles, we spoke the other week, and Dean Callaway, their senior coach, was Nipper, as we affectionately know him, was probably a little bit concerned if they had dropped one last week. I'd put them right on their backsides, but they've had a good win, 2 good wins, beating West Footscray last week. That's fantastic morale. When Wyndemere coming off loss, they'd have to bounce back. So. I don't know. I'll go with Wyndham. I think they're still going to be one of the top sides.
Yep. Me too. West Footscray take on Glenorden. Now, Stewie Daly and the boys at Glenorden have got question marks around them at the moment.
Yeah, they have. They'd be panicking. Not panicking, but they'd be a little bit concerned where they're at. West Footscray, after that loss last week, there's a bit of a character test for them now this round to see where they're at after losing. And I don't think they would have expected to lose last week by the margin that they lost. Yep. So they want to bounce back in a big way, and especially at West Footscray, that Uze kicked 5 last week. He's going to be a focal point again from down at Shorten Reserve this Saturday.
Sunny Heights and Manor Lakes. Manor Lakes are playing pretty good footy.
Yeah, they are Manor Lakes. You just look. We still don't know a lot of Manor Lakes.
Finding a way to win, aren't they?
They are, yeah. And I don't think they're going to be a real pretty fancy side. No disrespect to their structure and the way they play, but they are well drilled. Heath Hunter's a very good coach, very good operator. He gets them well drilled. He knows when to get numbers behind the ball. He knows when to go forward. Ty Priest 4 again last week. He's not kicking bags, but he's playing a lot higher up the ground, and that's a good thing. Ty Priest, if they can get him further up the ground, just inside or just outside the 50, it opens up the goal square and that behind him too. So, and if he can keep chipping in for 4 or 5 each game, I think that's a good thing for Manor Lakes.
Caroline Springs take on North Footscray. This will be a good game now. Caroline Springs have got to win. They'll get a bit of confidence out of that. North Footscray, not sure.
Yeah, look, North Footscray, you don't know where they're at. They've had a big loss the other week and a good win last weekend. So, look, Caroline Springs, I don't think they're going to be up to North Footscray. I still believe North Footscray are going to be one of the good sides at the end of the season. They are now, but one of the better sides at the later part of the season. So, I think they, with Cater, these, Murph's another one. They're playing good football, Kira Murphy and that. So, I think they might get the 4 points there, Kev.
All right, let's turn our attention to Division 1, Round 5, and Albion will take on Spotswood, who seem to have hit their straps, Spotty.
Spotswood, they're hard to work out. Well, in the past, they haven't. They've been the top 2
football team
sides.
is it?
Well, that's true. It's very hard, but they have been brilliant the last couple of weeks, Spotswood. The win over Hoppers last week, that'll just give them a heap of confidence, and I think they'll continue against a very young, but not good enough at the moment, Albion team.
Yep, bit under strength. Hoppers Crossing take on Altona. This should be a good game.
Should be a good, open, fast game of football to watch this. We know both of them play very similar brands of football. The extra couple of targets that Hoppers Crossing may have up forward could make a difference. Wade Skipper, very small side Altona. Altona. If they run, your Barnabys, Spatiris, Geordie Robbins, Lenardis, they're ball carriers, running ball carriers. They're very good. Big Josh Rafferty up forward. I thought he's fantastic last Saturday. Really presented himself all the way. But once again, the Wade Skipper scenario, he goes forward. They've got no one tall enough to match him up inside the 50, the Altona boys. So I think Hoppers Crossing will get the 4 points.
All right, St Albans and Sunshine. Bit hard to get a form gauge on either of these two teams, to be honest.
It is, and that's so good for the competition at the moment because, the Deer Park will still be sitting up there, obviously, but everyone else it's even. We talk about the blanket, apart from Albion down at down the bottom at the moment. Port Colt's struggling a little bit, but it's so even, and these two, St Albans and Sunshine, have had some good battles over the years. Look, Sunshine Kangaroos, I still don't know a lot about them. Some good feeling, getting some great depth down there, apparently, but I think St Albans, after their win a couple of weeks ago, the bye last week, they're going to be fresh in the legs. Timmy Jenkins, no doubt, leads from the front down there, and Michael Spooner, the key forward in the competition at the moment. So St Albans for me.
All right, and the match of the day, of course, is Deer Park taking on Werribee Districts, last year's premiers taking on last year's preliminary finalists.
Yeah, last year that's the first time we've seen Werribee Districts. Knew nothing of them. It was round 2 last year, and they were fantastic. And as it showed, they continued the rest of the season to play in a preliminary final. They play a brand of football that probably holds Deer Park back a little bit. They tackle hard. Werribee Districts, they win a lot of the inside ball. They create a few stoppages, and they've got some good outside running spread players as well when they do receive the football. Tip Deer Park, going to go with Deer Park, but I'm really keen on seeing Werribee Districts this week, Kev, to see where they're at. They've lost a few players in the off-season. They've gained some players back at that club, and I think they'll be priming themselves for a big day against Deer Park, if not a win, to go very, very close to them.
That's our preview of round 5 of the Western Region Footy League. Get out and see some local footy.